Yeah, I can sense you now. Hello, Sluggy Wuggies. Flav is a touch unwell, but bless him, he's an absolute trooper. So, Alcott bringing the energy today, but again at a quiet level because Co is asleep. So, this, different tones. We can do different levels. So we can just keep it chilled. That's what we're going to be doing today. Hope you're all good. Hope you're having a good week. I feel much calmer because it's not as hot, and that's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I like hot. But it's hot, and there's that kind of hot. Because I was saying to fam yesterday, I'm so bored of trying to get through the day. Like, I should be able to just crack on with my life and not be concerned about the temperature. Oh, sorry, Flav, it says your mic's off. It's probably not. It's not you. It's not you because I can hear you. It must be me. Okay, should be able to hear you now.
I was thinking the other day that it's 4 months from now it's gonna be bitterly cold at Christmas. I thought, yeah, this is good. Much prefer autumn and winter.
Yeah. Autumn's the one. At what point are we allowed to moan about? Because I saw on the news they were basically showing flash floods as almost like in celebration. Like, I know it's been hot for a lot of people, but look at this. And it's like,
yeah, people are drowning.
Result.
Yes, that's what we needed. Look, what is it? It's like
homes ruined.
Collateral damage. We need the water.
But has been insane.
It's like I'm always surprised by the kind of the way the news covers the weather because it's like the same every year. It's going to be really hot, everybody. It's going to be. You said that last year. It was exactly the same. It's going to be really hot.
Yeah. Can the country
snow
cope? But do you know what? It's because it's easy news.
It's easy, yeah.
News. And it'll be the same in the winter. As soon as it starts snowing, it's like, can the trains cope? And it's just because it's there and it's easy and it's relatable, and so they can't get away from it. And in fact, they probably just make it worse. But yeah, do you know what I was actually thinking this morning?
Like the fuel crisis wouldn't have existed if the news never reported on it. But they report on it, and then it becomes worse, and then they report on it, and it's coming worse, and you're like, well, you're doing this. It's your fault. But,
the cost of living is mental.
No, I'm talking about when we were running out of fuel early on this year, and everyone was queuing up. It's like, and the people were saying, the transport minister was saying, not that you trust these guys, but he was saying, we have got enough. Like, if everyone just stops panicking, but
just get it when you need it, yeah.
But we're all just fucking idiots, aren't we?
Yeah.
Like, en masse, people are fucking idiots.
Sort of herd mentality, isn't it? Because you didn't want to get to a position where you didn't have it.
What herd mentality?
Well, no, it's the fuel. The people just could. It's like the loo roll, isn't it? It's like, oh, shit, what if we don't have loo roll? Use the shower head, guys. Use the shower head, for God's sake.
Wow, you don't even have loo roll in your house, do you? You just use the shower head.
Yeah, in our flat in Peckham, when we moved in there. So I'm just gonna have a vitamin C tablet. I think you should do the same, actually, Flo. Okay. We had this in one of the bathrooms. We had one of these sort of power spray things next to the toilet seat. So essentially,
it's called a bum gun.
Is it called a bum gun? And fam was always like, we need to get rid of this immediately. This is disgusting. And I was always like,
that's the opposite of disgusting.
I was like, this is great. Like, because when you get some skids, you haven't got to sort of get in there. You just went, ka-cha.
It's the opposite of disgusting. It's like even more cleanly than.
Yeah. Like, I was too afraid to use it on my arsehole, though.
Or just using your dick and balls.
What, to wipe it?
No, you're just spraying him.
Not that
big. Hello, man.
Right, just for a little tinkle. Yeah.
What's it?
I can't think of the word. What's the word for the thing? The thing you do when you sit on it.
B-day.
B-day. I knew it was a B. I couldn't figure out what. I can't remember. That's happened to me more and more these days. It's so scary. Like, I'm just like can't find names or words. It's really scaring me.
Just because you're aware of it.
Maybe
you're aware of it, and it becomes a thing.
Oh, yeah, it's horrible.
What was I going to say? Oh, jeez, my throat. Yeah, but what the Europeans must think of us. None of us have B-days. Dirty pigs, I bet they think.
I told you that story when we stayed in Airbnb. And we stayed in Airbnb. It was in Italy. And actually, I need to talk to you about my racist cleaner, actually, in a second. But this family, we had one morning where it was this lovely couple. They were really, really nice. And then her daughter came back from uni, and she was sort of sat with us having breakfast. And obviously, my wife is Vietnamese. Well, 3/4 Vietnamese, 1/4 Chinese. And she
Pan-Asian is the correct term. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's good. Is that what Pan-Asian is? I don't know.
Is it?
I don't know.
I've been told that was it, but now if you don't know, maybe it isn't.
Sounds good. Should we Google it? Pan-Asian.
Yeah.
Anyway, the woman, the person who came back from uni.
That's not it. It relates to food, all of Asia. No, it's relating to all of Asian people.
Oh, okay.
Way too broad. Sorry,
I
think it's because I use the word Orientals, which is not acceptable anymore.
Well, for years, Fam was in a meeting once, and it was about like saying the right thing essentially. And she said she got asked what does she want to be called, and she said Oriental, and the white woman said that's wrong.
You find that there are white people generally that care a lot more about this than the people they're trying to protect.
Well,
there's
more fearful probably. Right.
Yeah, but it's don't worry, we've got you, and like maybe they're fucking fine. Maybe they don't need your fucking crusading.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Maybe anyway,
on their own they're capable, right? Just if you leave them alone and stop getting involved in everything, because you've always done that.
So yeah, at breakfast she went, so you two are together, and we're like, yeah, and that's why we're here. And she was like, but. And you're English, you're Chinese. Why? So I was like,
What?
Anyway, let's hope it was lost in translation. But later that day, we went.
How does "why" get lost in translation? It's one word.
It's Italian, isn't it? But like, we went out, and then later that day we came back, and our bedroom was like. So imagine me straight at the end of the hall. That's our bedroom, and we're making our way there. Just before our bedroom, on the right, is the toilet. So as we're walking towards our room, we look into the toilet, and there's Vincenzo, whatever his bloody name was, just on the bidet, just like flicking water at himself. Just flicking water at his just cleaning himself up.
With his door open?
Yeah, just with the door open, and we just sort of looked, and they saw us as he's like scooping water up his arsehole, and we're just like, yeah, it was embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, just close the door.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're alone in the house.
Lesson. I know, it's terrible.
You never know.
Yeah, let's talk about my... Can we talk about my racist cleaner?
Yeah, go on. Where is she? What's
the... her name's Sveta. We love her. We love her. She's absolutely lovely, right? And we were like, oh, we'll chat to her. Go, what are you doing this weekend? She goes, oh, I like to go to the beach every weekend. I was like, oh, every week? Oh, that's great. They like going out, doing your thing, doing whatever you want to do. And she's like, yeah, I've been to Littlehampton, Clacton-on-Sea, like all these different places, right? And it's like every weekend we go to a different beach. I was like, okay, cool. And then, so we all brought that up because we'd asked her about it the week before. And she goes, and I went, which one, where did you go this weekend? She went, Clacton-on-Sea. And I was like, oh, which one's your favourite? And she went, essentially said it at Fam as well. So you feel like she should know better, or I don't know what she's doing. Anyway,
I'm going to tell you in a second.
Okay, she went Clacton-on-Sea. It's so lovely. Not that many people. No black people.
Oh my good God.
Lovely.
This is a collective thing about like the black people being everyone's racist towards black people. That's what she's thinking. Like, you're not. You're fine because you're Oriental, or you're Pan-Asian, or you're Asian, and you're not. You're obviously fine because you're white. Felt comfortable, I guess.
Right. And we were like, I was like, did I just hear what I thought I heard? And I was sort of waiting for the conversation to end. And then I said, did she say what she said to you? She said, yeah. And so now we've got the decisions, mate. Like, do you want to employ?
Do you keep the racist cleaner?
Or do you let it slide? Do you let it slide because she's a bloody good cleaner? Generally incredibly lovely. But that is a clearly racist comment.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you should talk to her about it. I know.
Do you know what I mean, though? I know that sounds terrible, me groaning there. But I just I don't want to have a difficult conversation. Do you know what I mean? You should know better. Yeah, what are you doing?
But someone from an ethnic minority doesn't want to be racist too. Being subject to racism. I don't know, mate. Do what you...
last week we were talking about...
Yeah, and you said no black people. That made us feel very uncomfortable.
But you know what? Then we went for a walk, and Fam said she wasn't thinking, she was joking. We were just sort of sparring, as you do with your missus. Poor Flav, he's struggling. He could tell.
It's fine, go.
Hang in there. And she said, "Delicious."
What does that mean?
Well, she's basically
delicious.
Yeah, but she said it in a sort of stereotypical Chinese, where Chinese people can't say that. Yeah, and then realised, sort of caught herself, and I was like, "Is that allowed?"
But sorry, in people, of course it's allowed.
Is it? Okay.
I think you're allowed to take the piss out of yourself. Surely there isn't someone to come cancel if you take the piss out of yourself.
But that's incredible, old school. You can't be saying delicious.
You can if you're Chinese.
Okay.
A
lot of race.
I wouldn't say it.
No.
But it's up to her if she says it, and no one should come along and you shouldn't say that.
I said, are you
shut the fuck up? I really wish everyone would just shut up.
Yeah. I mean, are you okay? You've gone delirious? I said. She didn't like that.
No, see, that's not okay.
And I'm like, what are the fucking rules here? Joke. Although I did say delirious. Right. Yeah, a lot of race chat. How is everyone? I always like to, for the people the 36 that actually, join us.
You haven't sent me the link.
Oh shit! I always do like to sort of go. Well, so write in here now how you are. Anything new about you guys?
What if they're really bad? And what can we do at this second?
Yeah, true. Well, just hang in. Just keep going. Why can't I? I don't think I can get to a link, can I? I can. I got it. I don't think I can get to a link, can I? Here we go. Does everyone feel calmer because it's cooler? No, I do. I had lunch with Rory last week.
I think you've just copied it and not pasted it to me.
Oh no, I haven't got to you yet. I'm on. I'm heading to WhatsApp. Did you? Yeah, I haven't watched your video with him yet. I saw the thumbnail about 10 minutes ago, or whatever, before we went live.
Yeah, it's all right. It's football chat.
He said, I saw Flav the other day. He talks about you the way you talk about him.
Yeah.
Just he's just a lovely gent. You both he's a Cockney Sparrow like me. That's what you look like. Right, Flav has a link to the chat now. Charlie Kempson, the M25 was so sticky yesterday. Catherine's better now, it's cooler. Abby Brown. Abby, are you new? Feels like a new name, that does. Goose.
Abby Brown.
Bobby Turner. Me and Bobby Turner in talks for him to take over my TikTok account. Do you think he's got the minerals, Flav?
Bobby Turner. You just will have to copy the template that Ollie made, I guess.
Ollie's too big. He's too big for my TikTok now.
It was. I mean, 2 a day is a lot of work.
This day was always going to. Well, don't say that in front of Rob.
No, but it's an opportunity for Rob.
That's great. I mean, it's a great opportunity. No, look, Ollie, yeah. What a rise for Ollie. Incredible stuff.
I think eventually he needs to get back to making his own content. That's where he needs to be, making that music.
I'm not seeing enough of this. And I'm not seeing enough of him spinning vinyls.
Yeah, exactly.
Taking them out of sleeves smoothly with his lovely dress sense.
I knew he wouldn't be able to resist making a comment. Just fuck off, Ollie.
It's been a fantastic.
Then
Ollie's gonna have just the most beautiful wife. Do you know what I mean? And she'll be like everything. She'll be good looking, but not forcing it down your throat. Good looking. She'll have fantastic skin. She'll be sort of fit, and I mean sort of healthy. But she'll it won't be annoying, and she'll be funny and self-aware, and they'll just be a lovely couple that just plays music in the living room and chats. Yeah. He's just gonna have a wonderful life.
Drinks Earl Grey instead of normal breakfast tea that everyone prefers. It doesn't actually have breakfast tea in his house; it just has Earl Grey.
What's a sort of eating habit or food habit that you used to do all the time as a youngster that you don't anymore? Because I used to prefer Earl Grey tea, but the reason I preferred it is because I would put so much sugar in it that it was just sort of quite a perfumed, sugary drink. Whereas obviously I don't do that now. Of course, Rob Turner likes Earl Grey. Of course he does. Yeah,
of course you do, Rob. Ben Bowman, he says, Flav is TFC. Oh, sorry, I didn't ask you a question. Sorry. I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that you'd asked me a question. I don't know. Don't think. When I was a kid, I used to have apple and cheese. Just on a plate.
I had so much pasta with butter and cheese when I was a kid. So much of it.
Was you quite a fussy kid?
I had a problem with sort of if food, and I still do to a point. If I needed to be, if food was supposed to be hot, it had to be hot. I couldn't deal with, and I really struggled with like packed lunches and stuff that should essentially be sort of chilled, but then by lunchtime was sort of warmish. Like I couldn't handle it. It made me feel sick. So I used to struggle with lunchtimes. A weird one, I don't know. I used to think that pasta was good for you. So I just go, well, you can have loads of pasta. Don't worry about that.
I mean, it's good for you, but it's fine. It's all right.
It's not good for you, is it? It's not good for you.
It's not going to kill you, is it? Like, if you want to eat a bit of pasta, if you're not going, I don't want to have a bit of pasta because it might fucking kill me. Grow up, fuck's sake. It's got a lot of carbs in it, has it? Fuck, do you know, there are so many things you need to be worrying about, not putting too many pasta carbs in your body.
Get your protein up. I agree with you. I saw that. Your mate. He's your mate. What's his name? The guy's going bald, and is a fitness guy on TikTok. James something.
He's not my mate, is he?
Yeah, but you like him.
Yeah, I do like him.
Your mate.
James.
He was saying how all
Smith,
you need.
James Smith,
he was like things I should have known 10 years ago. And one was all you need to focus on is protein and amount of calories. The amount of carbs, amount of fats is not important. And I thought that's a good bit of advice. Thank you for that.
Shitloads of.
Can
I quickly answer this?
Oh yeah, go for it.
That's fine. I've been on a wedding for the last 4 days. I don't really want to think about it. Ben Bauman says Flav is CFC social coming back. Yes, it will be at some point. It's just going to find a new venue, and we're only 2 games into the season. But yeah, we will. Ben,
we need to sort out a fucking date, don't we?
Did you tell everyone that we can't do the third?
I did. Yeah, I think they probably all went. Yeah, we probably thought that was going to happen.
Yeah.
But it really was there, wasn't it? It was there in the palm of our hand. But now, I'm thinking October.
Okay, I'll ask for October.
Yeah, October's a pretty free for now. October 15th.
Probably the international break or something.
Is there one in October? There probably isn't, just because the World Cup's on the horizon.
All right.
But let's do October 15th.
Okay. I'll write it down.
Write it down now. Flav's so not in the mood. I could tell.
15th. There you go. I've written it down.
Good. 15th. Get it in your diaries. Guaranteed. That will definitely be it. Let's answer some questions.
Please.
Yeah, no. Poor Flav. If you need to go, Flav, then you could go. I reckon I can do it. I reckon I can do it.
Fine.
Okay. All right, let's do it then. Here we go. Ross Simpson. Is Joshua getting dropped? Is that this weekend?
Yeah, Saturday. Yes. Yeah, I think he's going to get knocked out.
Sorry for slushing there. Is he? I want Joshua to do well. I do. Although I do like Usyk.
You remember, like, if you look at it, 400 fights, over 400 fights he's had. And Joshua's had maybe 50.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like the size of Joshua. You look how sort of stiff Joshua and how he boxes compared to Usyk. There's just different levels. So Joshua, in my opinion, and it seems to be the common school of thought, is that he needs to just try and rough him up and come forward, similar to what Chisora did. But Chisora just got bad, pretty much. I mean, he did well for Chisora, but that's what all. If he tries to box him, he's going to get battered like he did last year. One punch connects, big one, then you never know. Could knock Usyk out. He's
got a puncher's chance. But he'll fight. He'll definitely fight. Because he is. He's a fighter.
Just won't win.
Quite the pugilist. Ollie mate asked a good question, believe it or not, and says, "What does AJ do after he loses again?"
I mean, he could definitely talk his way into a fight against Fury, or
is Fury retired again?
He just talks all
the
time.
Yeah.
It's just, if he's retired, he's obsessed with the attention because he just doesn't stop posting. But it's just fine. You don't have to, just because you can retire for fighting and carry on your social media influencer career or whatever it might be.
I guess he's got to do something, isn't he?
I hope not, because he could fight. There's tons of young kids coming through. Just keep fighting. Like,
do you know what I'm so excited about? The Conor Ben Eubank fight. And I know it's not. Everyone's going, it's a silly fight. Whatever. I don't care. Like, Conor Ben is just so exciting to watch.
That's nobody cares, because that's why it sold out in like a second.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's a fight that fans out who don't watch boxing, whenever it's on, will be interested in because of.
That's so true.
But logistically, he is much, much smaller, and so in 9 times out of 10, Ben doesn't win this fight unless he something mad happens, like he detonates a bomb on Eubank. But Eubank hasn't been put down by super heavyweights and light heavyweights. So I don't know how a welterweight is going to put him down.
Yeah.
So that's the real. It will be fun though.
Does Eubank fight like his dad?
Not really. He's kind of like, he's had Roy Jones Jr. in his corner for a while, so he's kind of adopted his style, which is kind of lots of punches and sort of hands down. But there's just I'd rather it be happening than not happening, because it's interesting to talk about and watch and follow, and the lead up to it's going to be exciting. And obviously the fact that their dads did it twice already, and those were like, go and watch those fights, mad.
Yeah, they're crazy, those fights. I watched them. Gisco says Joshua could open a patisserie. I think that's a great idea. And Alfaxir says Fury sponsors my local, I presume, pub, so I'm obliged to defend him. Leave him alone.
I love him. I've said that over and over again. He's my favourite. Like my favourite boxer.
I can't love Fury. I just can't do it. I don't know what it is. I just can't. Probably the home of favourite slurs. Although from recent experiences, apparently these things are quite common. But I don't know. I just don't buy it. There's something that I can't get past with Fury. I should love the story. I don't know what it is. I just can't like him, which is unlike me, because normally I'm kind of quite easy to kind of get on side.
There isn't any. He should be fighting Usyk. He should be fighting Joshua. I think he should, but it's his life. I'm not getting in the ring, so fuck it. It's up to him.
Thomas Fowson.
It's just so boring saying I'm retired, and then 2 minutes later he's retired about 16 times in his career. It's like, what are you doing? Like, I don't care anymore whether you say you're retired or not.
These words don't mean anything. Thomas Fowson, if you were in a fight to the death, would you rather fight a gorilla or a giraffe? Hand-to-hand combat only. That doesn't work with a giraffe. Hasn't got hands.
Well, yeah, it's 100% a giraffe. A gorilla would kill you in seconds, rip you apart. You'd literally eat your bones. A giraffe would
I do a
roundhouse
kick, sweep. That's what's it called? Leg sweep. Take giraffe's legs out. Stay low so his neck can't get to you.
Yeah, they use their head, don't they, to whack each other.
Exactly.
Their neck. I mean, both, if there's intent on killing you, is going to kill you pretty quickly. So, I mean, either or. I mean, I just think it would be... You might stand a better chance against a giraffe, but both are just... You're basically asking which way do you want to die least. I think I wouldn't want to die at the hands of a gorilla.
Yeah. Morgan Ryan replied saying, giraffe, easy. Go for its legs or take it down. A gorilla will kill you in minutes. Agreed. Morgan has a question. If any Premier League manager was your dad, which one would you want and why?
Well, it wouldn't be Thomas Tuchel because he'd be fiddling with my bits every fucking 2 minutes, wouldn't he? He's weird, mate. He's weird. I don't give a shit. He's seen some things, that geezer.
Fiddling with my bits. Really good. No, I thought Tuchel came out of that really well. Look me in the eye when I'm shaking your hand. Really enjoyed that. Thought that was good.
Pissing his pants.
Conte couldn't wait for it to kick off. What manager?
I'd say Scott Parker. I think he'd be really quite a nice dad.
Yeah, I think he would be all right. Have you seen that clip of him? Like, he's quite inspirational, you know, Scott.
Yeah.
David Moore, you want to be able to get away with stuff, don't you? But also have moments of wisdom and warmth. So maybe Scott Parker is the one.
Is the Premier League title over? Just quickly, yes or no?
Do you know what I thought? I was watching the last 10 minutes and I thought this is a big 10 minutes. It's like the second game of the season. What the fuck has gone? What the Premier League is dead. Premier League is dead. If this is the state we're in, just Arsenal and Man City now, going toe to toe. Got to be steady, careful with the football chat. Save that for Thursday.
Eddie Howe, Frank Lampard, that kind of guy. Ralph Hudson Hartle.
Frank could be a good dad. Frank would be a great dad.
Hartle.
Yeah, I'm not sure about him as well. His dress sense creeps me out. The fact that he kept thinking the waistcoat looked good because he obviously clearly kept wearing it because he's not wearing it for good luck, is he? They don't win games. So I don't know.
I saw a Spurs fan on Twitter who's fucking... He reckons he's got a lucky T-shirt and we win a game and then he goes and puts it in the freezer until the next game and then takes it out of the freezer.
So he's wearing a frozen shirt?
Yeah, and then we win. He takes it off, folds it up, and puts it back in the freezer again.
That's beyond weird. Football fans are weird.
Yeah, it's just like Warhammer, isn't it? But socially acceptable. Like when you think about football, it's like super geeky. It's well geeky.
Yeah,
it's a geek. It's a geek. And I'm all for it. I'm here. Do you know what I mean? I've been here for a long time, but
yeah, in a different society. You're right. In a different society where football's not cool, I'm such a loser. But because it's football, it's like, oh, he's got ball knowledge, and so I'm accepted.
Yeah, but I don't. it's like the idea of men fighting other men over football. To me now,
yeah,
just pathetic.
Yeah, I sometimes I get concerned that I'll get to sort of like a really, really, high level, like Monday Night Football or something. I'll host Monday Night Football, and then something will be happening, and I'll go, yeah, but it's just football, innit? Should we move on? Because it's just a game. It's just a game, isn't it?
Do you know? I was watching Monday Night Football last night.
Yeah.
Do you know the bit afterwards they interview them? They interview like Carragher and whoever's on the panel. It's usually Carragher. And essentially, like, you're sitting there and people are going, who's the best player you played next with? Right, so now we're going to have another story about a Liverpool player or a Man United player. Next question. Who's the best youngster you played with? Just another Man United, young Liverpool player. What's the best stadium? Well, it's got to be Old Trafford. It's got to be Anfield. And I'm just sitting there going, "What is this? This is shit."
Yeah.
Like I'm a part of the problem because I make content that only will work. Do you know what I mean? It's not this. It's like with Bet Victories. We know we can't do it. We can't thumbnail and title that isn't someone in the top 6, and we've worked out that it can't be Chelsea either because it just doesn't bring in the views. So we're never going to do a Chelsea film. So we're restricted to 5 teams on rotation forever.
Yeah, it sucks. That's why my way around that is really broad titles that allows you to talk about everyone.
Yeah, well, no, we do inside the show. We do different conversations.
I'm not saying. I'm saying that works. That's a space that I can create for you with the restrictions that you have. It's too difficult. You can't be expecting.
The bottom line is the views, isn't it? That's with ours.
Yeah, but also like.
Perfect.
You can't be expecting Lee Judges to know about Bournemouth's transfer window. Like that's not fair. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And yeah, so I could totally get it. I'm just talking about myself, but like the only way I can get able to get around that, like say me doing championship content, or even like I don't do QPR content because there's not really the interest for it unless it's a big enough thing for me. Also, I like that I don't do it. But anyway, but with the championship, I can't be doing championship all the time just because it's not going to be successful, which is like really such a shame. And it's, do you know what, like Sky Sports News, there was a moment last week where, and obviously this stays behind the paywall, but there was a moment last week where Damsgaard had signed for Brentford, and it was in the show, and they were like, we've got some breaking news, and Damsgaard again, and I could see and feel the other people on the panel. This isn't their fault. This is pretty niche, but I could see them panicking because this news had come through, and they knew they needed to talk about it, and I knew, I know who he is. I had something I could say about it, so I was kind of like there and good to go. But broadly, like the way they're talking about it is like there's so much focus on Man United, obviously, because it brings in eyeballs, and that is a problem that everyone is sleeping on. Like the world of football is sleeping on in a big way.
but it's a commercial product, right? So it's completely driven by eyeballs, and if you choose to talk about clubs that are further down the league or in League One, that comes at a cost to you in ad revenue. So you're pleasing a fucking Grimsby fan, but it's costing you money to do it. That's the way they would look at it.
But I think
Sky Sports, there's plenty of opportunity for them to do that, like Sky Sports. But with us or with something like Victor, I just can't.
No. With the Beckford, you're doing exactly the right thing. I always think there's value in it. There's a different kind of value in it by like giving those teams their moment, because I think that's important. But I do also think that the you're right, that the ecosystem that is in place here is literally just driving gently towards a Super League. It is, because and it was someone said this, I can't remember who it was, I wish I remember. It was so good because they said what was it, Watford played West Brom, and people were like, that's a great championship game. Oh, cracking championship game that. If you just pop that in a different league, pop that in the Premier League, everyone goes, oh fuck it, get that away from me.
There was Wolves and who was it at the weekend? Wolves and
Fulham. Yeah, but why? Like, that's what I mean. That the thing is though, if you went, if you said that about a women's game, people would be outraged. So, like, can we give respect to everyone? Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's keep going. Jake Austin.
What did you make of Souness's comments when he said that it's great, it's going back to a man's game?
I felt sorry for Karen Kearney because what she's supposed to do. She's in the advert. They're obviously using her more, which is the complete correct decision. She is fantastic. She's so good. She's my favourite. She's one of my favourite pundits and my favourite female pundit. And so it's good that she's getting involved because she says stuff and I was like, oh, that's really insightful. But yeah, in that moment, it was just another example of the generation game, I guess, because you know what Souness is trying to say, and I completely agree with his overall point, which is that
become more physical.
The game's it's great. That was great. That Spurs game is wicked. There's people Mason Mount walloped someone, and everyone just got up and got on with it. It was great. But yeah, the man's game. You can't be saying that shit anymore. It's fucking bizarre.
But it wasn't. Well, it wasn't bizarre. It's completely understandable. Not acceptable, but understandable. So, bearing in mind, this is entrenched in his psyche. That man's game is such a cliche that it so easily falls out of the mouth. That's all that happened. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't highlight it, but some of the crusading that went on Sunday are because this cliche that's entrenched in his mind slipped out of his mouth.
Yeah,
doesn't instantly make him hate women.
No.
So I just thought it was a bit over the top, but it was naturally, it was always going to happen.
But, I
mean, I think it's time for him to be kind of kicked to the side anyway. I don't think he offers much at all.
My concern with him having, I was his runner, and he was very, very nice, polite man, but also has that kind of, he's scary, right? So I just don't see a world where, like say with the Pogba stuff or with this stuff, that someone sits him down and goes, Graham, you can't say things like this, and you have to get better at this, because if you don't, we're going to have to make a decision here. I don't think that conversation happens, and so I'm not sure he's being enlightened. Do you know what I mean? Because we
Letizia was enlightened, wasn't he? He's kicked being mad.
I mean, was he enlightened? But do you know what I mean though? Because we're all growing, we're all learning, and as long as you're trying to, I think, gaffes can be forgiven, right? But I'm not sure he's being educated because people are intimidated by him, understandably so. I'm not sure I'd want to have that conversation either. So that's an awkward position. But yeah. I think it will end for Graham Souness in quite a disrespectful way, especially when he's been a Sky pundit for as long as he has. I'm guessing.
He'll naturally say another thing, and then people will be calling for his head, and Sky will have to.
I've been bitten all over the place. It's so annoying.
Naughty mozzies.
Yeah. Can't say that anymore. Joke. Robert Turner, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? Am I single? If I'm single, Rio de Janeiro. But if I'm not, London's the best city in the world. Got to be honest.
I've been up in Glasgow. It's the second time I've been there, and I've absolutely
oh yeah, mate. God, I haven't asked you about that. How was the weekend?
Yes, great. It was a wedding. I got very drunk.
How was Sam?
It was great. It was lovely to see him. I met his missus. She was lovely.
Yeah.
Phil Lowe. Do you remember Phil Lowe?
I never met the famous Phil Lowe, but I heard of him.
Wedding now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. It's a wedding, Jim. I don't know what to say. Okay. It's like lots of drink and food and excess.
Was the food good?
It's probably why I'm lowered my immune system, because I've caught something now because of didn't take care of myself. Yeah, the food was amazing. I had vegetarian haggis.
Oh yeah.
Neeps and tatties.
Neeps and tatties. Oh, lovely.
It was lovely.
Luke Hassan. Have we done an hour? No. We kind of have, haven't we? Oh, we do, a little bit more. Luke Hassan, after just one game, how much does Flav love Richarlison? Out of 10?
I mean, there's a couple of things I like. I don't know if you saw the footage of him pointing at Tuchel to get him sent off as well, and Tuchel looked at him, he went, had to do it, kind of thing. Yeah, he's a character, and he obviously, I know his football stuff, but when he came on, while perhaps the quality wasn't there, he's carrying and attacking from the front, and his energy is like unstopped. He's not a typical Brazilian forward. He just harries and runs and causes problems. So, I mean, I do love him, but we'll see. Lots more work to do.
Alfie Green, that's a football question. Who answered that? TJ Kelly, have you played FPL Draft? I feel like a last fan standing head-to-head league would be gold. Me and my mates have done one where last place has to take a ferry to have a pint on their own. That's
I take a ferry where?
Just, I
Where
don't
does he
know. I
live?
guess I don't know.
Imagine that. Just having to sit on this ferry there and back.
Just go have a pint. Horrible. FPL draft. I think we tried to do it once at Ball Street and it didn't really work. But I guess if
Is
you
that
commit
when
to it, I imagine it
you
is good.
pick names to come through or something?
You sort of you get 30 seconds, and the next person gets 30 seconds, and then but at the end of that, you then I don't know how you make transfers after that.
No.
Asterel, cheers, mates. Been still moist and watching, but haven't contributed in a while. What's the one thing you've said to a girl you either liked or was dating, and you immediately were like, wait, could I take that back?
That's always jarring. Just to take it back for a second, when you say mates, like you can't in the English language. Well, certainly in England, you can't use it as a
you can't plural that.
Yeah, it's not more. You use mate or lads. You can't say mates. Mates doesn't. It feels clunky. It doesn't. Anyway, just try and help. What was the question? Ever said anything?
Yeah. Have you said to a girl you either liked or was dating, and you immediately were like, wish I could take that back? I think generally when you sort of when you've kind of created this idea in your head that there's something going on here, and you tell them that you like them, and then it turns out they don't like you. I remember that happened. Yeah, I remember that happening once at. It was a girl who was in my it was in my drama class in A levels, and I thought something was going on there, and I sort of said it, and she literally just ignored it. So I sent her a message.
Yeah, when you're that young, it's happened. Yeah,
I was 17.
Because it's 17. I thought you said first year in drama.
No, we were in the same. I did drama A level.
No.
Obvs.
There was a lot of unrequited feelings when I was in my teens, but I was kind of aware that it was one way, so I never really.
I once said to my girlfriend at the time, who's she's being a bit off, and I was trying to be considerate, and I went, Are you on? It's okay if you're on your period. Are you on your period? And she was like, fuck off. She wasn't happy with that. Just trying to help. So that's one. Pierre, would Flav let Spurs go down on 30 points if it meant Arsenal go down on 10?
No, because it'd have to be in the same league as them.
Okay, Taron.
I would say us finishing 17th and Arsenal finishing bottom. I'd take that all day.
Taron, think Flav may have doxed me, whatever that is, on the last mailbag when he doxed. What's that?
Means that you expose their real name and address. I don't remember doing that.
When he googled me, lol. Anyway, what's one thing you can change to your external appearance that will make you feel better about yourself? For example, for me, it's a haircut or putting a suit on. What's something you can change?
I'd say overall, gym, regardless of where you're starting and where you get to, it has a massively positive impact. It doesn't matter if you're
that's so true.
Really unhealthy. The minute it starts kind of clicking, you feel so good.
Yeah,
so good.
Yeah, I'm sort of in that. When you get into a bit of like, I'm sort of gymming a lot here, and I'm kind of in that space. But I've also been in that space, and then I get to the other side of it, and I really just want to stay in this space. But I'm going to the gym later on. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, which is mad.
It's hard, because you get to a point where you hit the wall, and you've got to keep going. That's the point you've got to keep going.
Or you're a bit bored, or whatever it might be. Owen Grant, do you have any special rituals you do before a football game, watching or playing? Hope you're all well. Chewing gum. I have a lot of chewing gum at the football. I'm going tonight. QPR Blackpool. We signed Ethan Laird, mate.
Oh. Is he good, is he?
He's he's class, mate. He's Man United. But good. He could be a bit of a game changer for us. Is something happening?
Forward?
He's a wing back, which is exactly what we desperately needed.
That's what he played at Bournemouth last year.
Bournemouth? Swansea. John D. With regards to Flav's lack of ability to visualise things, did doing mushrooms, psychedelics in the past, give him any ability to see things in his mind's eye while under the influence? Okay.
No, when I close my eyes, I can see shapes behind my eyelids.
Do you know what I saw the other day and I thought you might enjoy it? It was saying that if you like dreams, wear a nicotine patch before you go to bed. You have mad dreams. Someone's saying.
Really? I suppose it doesn't make much difference because I'm getting. I was worried about like wearing a nicotine patch. It's sort of like putting a drug into you, but I smoke vapes, don't I?
I tell you, we'll finish on this one.
Oh. Yeah.
How much would a brand have to pay the two of you to drive to Qatar in a van with Sam Peoples for the World Cup?
Nothing. There is no fee that I would allow that I would do that for.
Really, wouldn't it? Well, Sam would drive you mad.
No, driving to Qatar sounds like just sounds horrendous. I had the same reaction when they said drive to Russia, to be fair, and it was actually all right. But I'm like a good 5 years older now, and I'd rather sit on my sofa in the countryside than get in a fucking van and drive to Qatar.
Yeah, fair.
That's how hot it would be when you get there.
Yeah, tough.
The fee would be something like 50 grand. What would it be for you? You quite like it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'll take 50 grand. That'll do. Because we'd have a giggle as well. Just quickly, Peter M. I've recently moved to Vietnam to teach. James, have you ever been or have any advice? I haven't been, which is terrible, and we're trying to figure out a way of going. In terms of any advice for Vietnamese culture, the language is so difficult because a lot of the words are similar. It's just how you say them. So a couple of things in terms of eating. When you're eating, you never take the last piece of any of the plates. You have to ask. So don't just go, oh, yeah, I'll have that last one. Don't do that. Also, don't point with your chopsticks.
Oh, in terms of etiquette?
Yeah, don't point with your chopsticks as well. That's another important one.
Do you hug people? Like hug the, like if you're entering someone's house, do you hug or is that not appropriate?
I don't know. I think it's fine. I was just thinking of food bits, but those are the two that would spring to mind. Right, we're going to let Flav go because, bless him, he's putting a shift there. Well done, mate. 40 people watching. That's amazing. That's very good.
We can carry on. That's fine.
Well, no, we've done. I need to do other work, I'm afraid.
Okay.
As well. So I was putting it on you. Really, let's do that. Cards on the table. I've got to do a thumbnail because I'm going to do a live later, guys. Ranking every team's number 9. Not number 9, actually. Or just their 9. Their striker. So you can join
another opportunity to bang on about fucking Gabriel Jesus again. Put him on the thumb, is it?
So good, isn't he? Well, no, I just thought... Because it was going to be the number 9, and then last minute yesterday I thought, Darwin Nunez, let's get him in there. Let's get him on the front of the thumbnail. Is he going to be a success? We'll talk about it. Yeah. Remember to turn off the stream. Great point. Left the stream on for about half an hour last week.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, someone rang me and said your mate James is he still logged in?
Still live. Right, mate. When's Bet Victor out so everyone can watch it?
This afternoon about 5ish, I think.
Okay, watch it, guys. Watch it. And we will.
Laughing at Man United at the moment.
Oh yeah, everyone's asking who rang me. Flav rang me.
When?
Last week. When I was still alive. So yeah, I think we're going to be doing the pod on Thursday. So we'll see you then. But obviously, I'll post in Patreon. Thanks for supporting us, guys, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.